offered him a kingdom sphere beneath Calcasitor skies. I carved his name in broken spines, a hymn for him to own, and laid it at his perfect feet before his golden throne. I saw his gaze fall on my work, I waited for the praise, to see the pride light up his face, to end my haunted days. But in his eyes, no victory, just something strange that looked like grief, a shadow where the sun should be, a trembling of his godlike brow. He struck the devotion from my mouth and asked me, "Daughter, what have you done now?" A fire in my father's eyes, the sweetest pain I've ever known, a testing from the endless skies, to prove my worth in blood and bone. If disappointment is his love, then let me disappoint him more. Let galaxies fall from above and pile them at his door. A failure in my father's eyes is just my blessing in disguise. I see the courtiers turn their faces when I walk the gilded halls, a tremor in the silken silence every time my name he calls. They do not speak, they would not dare to criticize the Duke's own blade, but in their lowered eyes I see the verdict they have made. They think my love a sickness, my devotion a disgrace, a brutal, clumsy parody of our celestial race. They want a daughter made of poise, of politics and subtle art, not one who tears the beating treason from the kingdom's heart. Their silent scorn is just the envy of the weak, who cannot bear to see a love forged flawless in the furnace of despair. My cousin Claire talks and schemes and calculates her care. My brother Gabriel would have them all just stop and stare, but I do not have their subtle arts, their clever, gentle hands. I only have the will to burn and salt the traitor's land. So if I am a blunt instrument, a hammer, not a scalpel's grace, then let me be the instrument that smites this wretched place. Let others win his laughter, let them bask within his light. I will stand guard within the dark and wage his endless night. A failure in my father's eyes, the highest calling I can hear, to sacrifice my own disguise and embrace his precious needed fear. If love is shown in what you purge, then let the purging never cease. And let me stand upon the verge and murder for his peace. A failure in my father's eyes is where his true devotion lies. But sometimes in the quiet, when the screaming in my head dies down, a terrible and tiny thought begins to spin and drown. What if disappointment isn't love's most fierce demand? What if when he looks at me, he doesn't understand? What if the horror in his gaze is just pure horror true? righteous deeds. A failure in my Father's eyes, the highest calling I can hear, to sacrifice my own disguise and embrace His precious needed fear. If love is shown in what you purge, then let the purging never cease. Let me stand upon the verge and murder for His peace. A failure in my Father's eyes is where His true devotion lies. But sometimes in the quiet, when the screaming in my head dies down, a terrible and tiny thought begins to spin and drown. What if disappointment isn't love's most fierce demand? What if when He looks at me, He doesn't understand? What if the horror in His gaze is just pure horror? True. What if the daughter that He wanted died and left just you? No, that is weakness talking. That's the worm that treason breeds. My Father's love is infinite and meets my righteous deeds.